like, I have to do something. You know, hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome to my channel, and I don't need to introduce myself, but I'm so happy to have Ivy here. And Ivy is a YouTuber like myself, and she's awesome. The first time I kind of like interacted with her was through an email, and what was it? I was interviewing for my Big Fishy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Was it for the maternal health?
Yeah. And then we talked about
it was a natural health. Yes, that's right. Yes.
That's
wow.
like, what, 4 years now?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really sunny day out, and we're just here talking about fashion and what fashion has to do with your brand. Like when it comes to your personal brand, how does fashion influence it? You know, there's so much we're gonna be talking about. I'm very excited, and we have beautiful pieces, you know, different types of clothing we're gonna be showing you. I'll be posting up a link on my channel. Go subscribe to Ivy's channel now and subscribe to her blog.
And subscribe to hers too.
Yeah. You know, subscribe to you know, so this is a beautiful collaboration, and you know, we are just here to, you know, entertain, educate, infotain,
share and exchange
ideas. So if you have any questions regarding how fashion can influence your brand, put it up in the comments wherever you see this video, okay? Tweet at us. I'm at Oyo Quarte, and
I'm at Ivy Prosper.
Right, so shall we get started?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
So I was thinking about this a lot over the last little while, especially because everybody is talking about branding.
Right,
personal branding.
Exactly.
Whether it's that you are trying to be a personality, or even if it's in your career and business, whatever it may be, what we wear in our personal style projects a lot about us. So for myself, I've been working in and out of the fashion industry for a number of years.
Yes.
I did some modeling.
Yes, you did.
Anybody who knows me or has been around me knows that I'm
former
very
Miss
tall.
Universe, like she
I
knew that forgot. I forgot you know. I forgot. Rehash, give us some flashback to those days.
Because I'm very tall,
right.
I'm 6'1", 1.85 meters.
Wow.
I've always been approached for modeling. People
Right.
always come to me, are you a model, are you a model?
Yeah.
So I did do modeling when I was a teenager. I started up until my mid-20s.
Right.
And it was an experience. I learned a lot from it. I learned about confidence, self-esteem, and the way that you can be torn down, because even though it's an industry where you're celebrated for being beautiful and gorgeous and tall and slim, there's also the other side where they're like, you're beautiful, but this is wrong. You're beautiful, but that is wrong. So you're dealing with the two sides. So you have to have the confidence and the thick skin to be able to manage, and have friends around you who support you, and family as well. But it was fun. I loved walking down the runway. That was my favorite, walking down the runway. So after leaving the modeling industry, I went into fashion. I used to design my own clothing line, actually. And that was short-lived, but I did learn a lot from it. Doing a fashion brand is not easy. A lot of people think it's glitz and glamour, but there's a lot of work behind it.
The business of fashion, right?
So I eventually ended up becoming an assistant buyer. I was doing women's clothing and shoes before I left and transitioned into film and television. But as far as fashion, I've still been actively involved, especially when it comes to promoting African designers, African fashion, cultural influences that we see around the world. So when it comes to your personal brand, one of the things that we have to remember is that people are always going to judge you. That's the number one thing. Even though we teach each other, or they teach us in church, they teach us in school, that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But the reality is, it happens.
People still do.
People do.
You know, we have this saying that dress how you want to be addressed. You know, so it's like however you want people to address you, dress like that. You know, so I mean, some of these things are not taught in our schools, right? Like. We didn't go through school for someone to tell us, okay, for your first interview, dress this way, walk this way, talk this way. Some of us have made so many mistakes, you know, during that phase of our lives, and we had to, you know, it became like a lessons learned that, you know, we had to apply to the next stage of our lives, you know, and however that, you know, depending on the industry that you work in, however you want to be addressed, however you want to be respected or perceived, you have to dress like that. Right?
Exactly, and that goes to the second point, which was how do you want to be perceived?
Exactly.
And people don't think about that a lot of the time, and I'm going to address when you mentioned about when you apply for jobs.
Yes.
That is a major one. There was a time in my life when I was a manager in retail fashion, clothes and footwear, and this one young lady, I couldn't believe it. She was probably about 16 years old.
Right.
She came for the interview, and she was dressed in clothing that looked like she was going to a nightclub.
Right.
So we know the type of clothes that women will wear when they go to nightclubs.
Yeah.
You know, we all know it's like the slim, sexy, low cut, everything, legs all out, everything. So I was like, wow, I can't believe that this girl just came to this job interview and she's dressed like she's going to the club.
Yeah.
And it is something that you have to think about if you want a job.
Yeah.
My mom always taught me it doesn't matter if you're going to be a janitor, you're going to be a cook, you're going to be the CEO. You have to present yourself in a way that is respectable for a job industry.
Yeah.
And so I took her aside and actually talked to her. I said, you know what? You're a young woman, you're a black woman. Nobody's going to tell you this. I want to be the one to tell you. You should never wear this to a job interview.
Right.
A tip for anyone who's not sure what they should wear to a job interview, to keep it simple, especially if it's someone who can't afford it. Like a young person might not have the money, even a person who's older, they may not have had a job for a long time.
Right.
A basic pair of black trousers, basic black blazer, and a white blouse.
Yeah,
that's it. Simple.
So simple.
That can be your interview outfit for every single interview you go to.
Exactly.
And you don't have to worry about how they're going to perceive you.
You don't have to worry about the colors. You don't have to worry about how to match what, you know.
It's simple.
It's so simple.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you can find that anywhere, whether it's a high-end store, in the market, in a bargain basement shop.
You know what's interesting of late? There's now a lot of thrift shops now on Instagram.
Oh yes. I've been shopping thrift for so long.
Yeah, so this is really cool. Let me give shout out to Vintage by Kenya. You know, shout outs to you. She has amazing pieces, and so you can always shop online on Instagram. You know, look through what they have. They have white shirts, and lots of them have white blouses.
Yeah, they're so easy to find.
So easy. A chiffon, blouse with, simple black pants, or a simple pencil skirt, black, low heel pumps. Your shoes, you must always be comfortable in your shoes.
Yes, because if you walk in and you're wearing shoes you're not comfortable in, you're just not going to look confident because you're kind of wobbling in because you're wearing a heel, you can't manage. It's okay to wear flat shoes. Like we know we want to look sexy and beautiful, but you can wear a flat shoe to the interview. Just keep it simple. Ask yourself, how do you want to be perceived?
Exactly.
There are some industries where creativity is more accepted than others, so you should really consider your audience.
No, your audience
before you do some things. The other thing is, as much as you're focusing on your business, if you're a business person, this is something that happens a lot, where you're a business person, you're focused so much on what you're doing that you're forgetting about the image of you as the brand of the business.
Exactly.
So you can't forget about yourself. You have to make sure that you present a certain image for your brand as well. And it can be anything. It doesn't mean that you are spending a lot of time. Because I think about Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs, both for the same thing. They say, Mark Zuckerberg says it's because he doesn't want to think about what he's wearing. However, it's become his brand, in my opinion. So it's become, he's a simple guy who wears this basic t-shirt,
simple jeans,
and that's it. So that's part of who he is.
Yes, exactly.
And then with Steve Jobs, he wore that plain black mock turtleneck style he was wearing all the time with his jeans. And his jeans were like that style that people call like dad jeans. They're not like, they weren't anything like
the loose
elaborate.
I know how Gordon Ramsay as well. I mean, he also keeps it very simple with his t-shirts and his jeans because he's a businessman, and for his brand, you don't need to concern so much yourself so much about what you're going to wear. So he keeps it very simple, so that his food pops out. Because can you imagine Gordon Ramsay in, let's say, a Hawaiian shirt?
No.
Exactly. And then
like, what?
He's cooking, and it's like there's going to be so much color, clashing with the food and what he's wearing.
What is he doing? And I know for myself and for you, I tend to wear a lot of African prints.
Exactly.
And so people have now started to associate me with my brand with African. I get people sending me messages on Instagram and on Facebook asking me, do you know where I can buy this fabric? Where did you get that?
Yeah, exactly.
And I love how you're promoting Africa, you know, because for me, I spent a lot of my life living in Canada, but I am Ghanaian and I'm in Ghana now, and so I have become more Pan-African. We're trying to support and promote some of the things that are funding.
And it's not just, I mean, for me, it's not just about the Ghanaian African print. I mean, look at your Kenyan earrings.
Oh yes, these are from Kenya. I love Kenyan
so
jewelry.
As much as possible, you know, when we travel to other countries, we must, you know, be involved in that culture, you know, and appreciate what they have and use it as well. I mean, for my brand as well, you know, rocking African prints is like so part of me. Even if I'm not in African prints, a piece of my accessories has to be, you know, African. It has, whether it's wooden earrings, you know, whether it's beaded earrings, whether it's a beaded, okay, so, you know, exactly, you know. So I had this little cousin of mine do this for me, you know. So there's always a little piece of me that reflects who I am, you know, it reflects my brand. You know, so when somebody's buying me something, you know, they're like, oh, I know you like African prints, so I bought you this, you know, because now that's, you know, part of my brand, you know. Or it's about natural hair, and your hair is also part of, you know, your brand, you know, how you look all the time, you know. So people, you know that, oh, she loves natural hair, let me buy her this product because it's be great for her hair, you know, etc. So
one point that I thought about, which isn't something people would think about with branding, but it was fit. Having the proper fit of your clothing. That's one of the challenges that I find some women have, because we have a tendency that, you know, you gain a little bit of weight and then you don't want to let go of certain pieces of clothing. And then you're still wearing it and then it's too tight and you can see that it's too tight. And then it doesn't look professional because it looks like you're trying to fit into something that wasn't meant for you. The other thing is sometimes women really want to fit into a smaller size, so they actually buy the smaller size, and then you see shirts where the button is pulling,
it's
like you see
tugging at the button.
It's tugging so much that it keeps popping open, and that is not proper fit. If you want to present your brand in a good way, one of the things is making sure that your clothing fits you well.
That's true.
Whether it's buying something that's too big and then getting a tailor to tailor it down, or just actually buying the size that fits you properly.
So would you say, like, so we are talking in terms of age appropriateness, right?
Yes, that's the other thing. That's the other point.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Sex and the City, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I remember that scene so well.
We were actually, it's funny because we were just watching
recently, exactly.
Netflix,
you know,
being age appropriate is very important when it comes to branding, because I know how much it is how much we feel when we're getting older, and we want to cling so much to our youth and being younger, and you're seeing all these trends, especially when you work in fashion or around the fashion business, or people who just love fashion, and you look through the magazines and you might see some trend, you're like, oh, I really like that. But you're seeing that it's targeted to all these young people, and then you want it. But if you wear it, people might think, oh, you're really trying too hard. Why are you wearing that?
Do you think we should be bothered though? Because I read an article about, you know, how should women in their 40s wear skinny jeans? You know,
I think that's funny. I think that's funny. I think that there are things that are ageless. I do really believe skinny jeans are ageless, in my opinion. I think it's all about getting the right fit. That's exactly. I think it's when you're buying the wrong fit that you look like you're trying to be a young person in skinny jeans.
Exactly.
Because every company has their sizing, and some people don't realize this, but there's some stores that will have what's called a junior cut. A junior cut is actually cut for a young person who's like between age 12 and like 16, 17 years old. Bodies that are slimmer, narrower, they haven't filled in with their womanly curves as of yet. So those kind of clothes, when you get them from a junior size store and you put it on as a woman, they're gonna look like you're trying to wear clothes that belong to a teenager. But if you get skinny jeans that are from a store that actually makes women's sizing, then you're gonna get the right fit and you won't look like you're trying so hard to fit in with a youth culture. But like in the scene with Sex and the City, and Sex and the City 2 that you had brought up, that scene was like Samantha saw a dress in the store, she really wanted it, she's a 50-year-old woman, the clerk says that it's a little bit too young for her, but she still buys it anyway. Then she ends up on the red carpet wearing the same dress as Miley Cyrus. And so it's like, oh, like, ooh, it was like a taboo kind of thing, you know, but it was kind of cool how they ended up embracing each other. But there's some people who can actually get away with wearing some of these things because it depends on your brand, again.
Exactly.
So if you're somebody who works in the entertainment industry,
for example,
and it's been part of your career, dressing a certain way, it fits your brand. But if you're somebody who's, you know, you're known as a professional banker and you're moving from one bank to another, and then all of a sudden you went from, you know, black suit, gray suit, pinstripes, and all of a sudden you're like, I want to wear this, you know, crop top trend. And then it's like, whoa, wait a minute, but your environment doesn't embrace that necessarily. So part of your brand also has to go along with whatever it is that you do for a living too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of Uber, St. John.
Yes. St. John. I love
exactly.
her.
She has her own style, and she's always saying like, you know, be who you are, be yourself. You know, watch me work. You know? And she's got her own style. Like, it's so unique, and it's, you know, that is her brand.
Yeah, she has definitely shown us how you can work in a corporate environment and brand yourself in a trendy
just
way.
brand yourself.
I mean, she is on the cusp of being trendy and fashionable and on the edge of style and embracing who you are without being tacky. Because some people can do it and it becomes tacky, but she's done it in a way that it is her brand. It's her. And you have to know how to do that. So I think it's really important, you know, when it comes to personal branding, that you think about who you are, who your audience is, and what it is that you want to project. That is so important.
And knowing who you are also means that you're comfortable, you know, with who you are, right? Because it's not everyone, or you can't be everyone. You have to be yourself, right? And if you don't know yourself and you try to be like other people, you might rather be more uncomfortable because this is not you, but you're trying to be like somebody else, you know. So best to know what your strengths are, best to know what you love, you know. That way you're more comfortable projecting yourself, you know, through your style, you know, it will speak through you naturally, authentically, you know. Because for me, you know, aside African prints, you know, I love classic pieces that are timeless, you know, like this jacket, this is it. I bought this from Primark. Can you believe this? I bought this from Primark about 4 years ago, and it still fits. And it's so classic because I can rock this with African prints, tops, you know, with jeans, and I'm good to go. I have my heels and I'm professional. And this is a classic piece. So most of my friends know me to like, wow, you've had that skirt so long. I'm like, yeah, but it's still classic. It still goes with anything, you know. And I think it's also knowing who you are also helps you to save, because you can actually save more, like in terms of money. Because if you are always buying for trends, trends which
break
you know,
you'll break your wallet.
Trends which just come and go. You know, you find yourself spending so much, and the next time it's out of fashion, then you have to change. You know. So it's good to invest in, you know, classic pieces. So this jacket is one of my personal favorites, and I think you also mentioned.
I have a classic jacket too. You showed a red one, I showed a black one. I think that having a basic black blazer is so important. This one I actually picked up in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's from England. The label on it says Marie Claire. But this jacket here is one of my classic pieces I've had for a long time, and I also think that having
So this is
the black dress.
So you said every woman must have what?
A little black dress and a red dress.
Right.
So a black one and a red one is so important. You can wear it anywhere.
Exactly.
Anywhere.
So dinner, funeral,
the office. Because the office you can just even throw a blazer on top
and you want to go exactly. You know.
Yeah. It's a celebration.
Yes.
You just jazz it up with your accessories.
Accessories.
Whatever accessories you
wear
have.
silver accessories,
Gold.
anything, gold.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah. So.
And you can easily move from like day to night, right?
Yeah. If you're in the office and you put a blazer on it, when you're going out at night, just take the blazer off.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
Date. Yeah. So guys, thanks for joining in. We are still talking about fashion and how it influences your brand, your style, your personal style. So we've talked about knowing who you are, being comfortable with it, identify your audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Knowing your audience and what do you want to project.
Exactly. So what's the message you want to project about yourself is very important. One Ghanaian artist I love very much, is Miss V. I love her for her hair.
Yes.
Oh, her hair is so gorgeous, and that's part of her brand. She also projects, her African style a lot, and that's also who she is. Jocelyn Dumantu has her own style. Everybody sees her and they know, this is Jocelyn Dumantu's style. Yeah.
I think it's important that you figure out the things we've talked about today, like you had recapped, knowing who you are, knowing your audience, and knowing what you want to project are all keys in building your personal brand through your personal style.
Yeah.
You don't have to be extravagant. You can be if you need to for your brand, but you can also be simple if that works for your brand as well. So it's all a matter of starting off with number one, which is knowing who you are.
Very key.
Yeah.
And even I think a few times that I've done, sessions on how to improve or work on your personal brand using digital tools, so like using social media, etc. One of the main points is also knowing who you are, because through that you can create the right content for your brand. Exactly. Yeah. So your fashion is part of your content in a way, because especially if you're a blogger and your content is going to be a reflection of your opinion, your thoughts, your life, So however your blog looks like, it's a reflection of you also,
So this is a magazine that I found in Kenya a few months back, but I always love to hang on to magazines because you never know what style inspirations you can get from them. This is called True Love, East Africa's top-selling women's magazine. So if you're in East Africa, shout out to you. So this inside was an issue about moms. So they always talk about how women dress by a certain age, and so this one is actually just talking about moms at different ages, busy celebrity moms, and how they dress based on their age. So they have Hilary Duff for 20s, Kim Kardashian 30s, Jennifer Lopez for 40s, and Halle Berry for her 50s. So for me, when they do spreads like this, and it's not just on moms, I've seen them on single women as well, but and this goes back to the whole thing of dressing based on an age category. It doesn't mean you give up your personal style. It means knowing to adjust it.
Just adjust it.
Yeah.
And you still be stylish.
Yeah.
The fact that you're in your 40s doesn't mean you can't be stylish.
Exactly. Or in your 50s like Halle Berry. Like she amazing.
Still looks hot.
She's still rocking it.
Exactly.
You don't have to give up style just because you're aging. Actually, one of my favorite blogs, I'll just mention this is random, is called Advanced Style, and it's all about women who are like older that you wouldn't expect to be fashionable, but yet they are. They're like in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s.
Oh, like Iris.
Yes, like her. So I have women like her following their style. Exactly. So you can be yourself. It doesn't matter what age you are, but you have to kind of figure out again your brand, because Iris's style has to do with her brand.
So distinct.
So there was a time they would tell a woman in her 30s not to show her belly. But Kim Kardashian is showing, her belly here, the top, and she looks great.
Not too exposed or anything, but it's still fashionable.
So I love keeping old magazines.
I love it
for inspiration.
I think I'll steal this one. I use it for a flat lay.
Flat lays. Flat lays are so perfect in social media.
Have
you done a talk on flat lays before?
I think I have a long time ago.
Okay, we'll repost it.
Okay.
This was my shirt to show my example of
changing.
When you're clinging on. This is an example of when you're clinging on to clothes that you shouldn't be wearing anymore because they're not fitting, and I see women do it all the time. So like this, I've put on some weight over the last year. People say that I'm so skinny and slim. I know that I'm not big, but I have put on weight over the year.
Okay.
So this is one of the things that just 2 years ago, this would actually be laying here, but now it's like this.
Yeah.
So if I was to try to wear this now, that would mean that I would be one of those ladies who do this. And you see that it's pulling, you know, and then leave it open maybe. Yeah. But if you want to close it, and then it's like over time, it's stretching. So over time, through the day, I can be talking and then it pops out. I've seen women do it. I see women do it, and I'll see them talking and moving, and then all of a sudden it pops.
It's not very uncomfortable. It's not very comfortable.
Because you're always conscious and thinking, I can't move this way, I can't move that way, because you're worried. So that's why I say fit is so important. Because if it fits you properly, it looks better. You know, and then you're not self-conscious the whole time. Even when you see with mini skirts, I like mini skirts. I used to wear them when I was younger. But I find that you have to know how to carry yourself when you're wearing them.
And be comfortable, because you don't want to sit somewhere and
just be like you're always like
shifting and shifting. That means you're not comfortable.
Right. So you have to be comfortable. You know, you're wearing the mini skirt, you wear it with pride, you walk in and you find your way, your proper way to sit to, you know, hold it down. So it's being comfortable in what you're wearing. So so this, I have to give this away to somebody.
I think we should do a yard sale. You know, some of our, not all, some of our favorite pieces. You know, we do a yard sale, and we sell it, and we give the profits we donate it to one orphanage or something. That'll be nice. Yard sale with food and drinks.
So now you're thinking like a Ghanaian with food and drink.
There has to be food and drink.
Food and drink.
Even Bible study,
yard sale.
Bible study has to even come with food and drinks. No, everything else with food. Gone thinking avocado with shrimp and fried fish. All right, guys, don't mind us. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to Ivy's channel. Okay, guys, so I know you've realized the video kind of ended mid-sentence, right? So our camera just decided to have a little bit of fault at the end. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do go follow Ivy Prosper on Twitter and on Instagram at Ivy Prosper. Follow me too on Twitter and Instagram at Oyokwate. I'll be putting up the links on my channel, right? And if you have any questions, don't forget you can send them through. We'll really appreciate it, and we'll be very happy to read your questions and your comments. Thank you very much, guys. Till next time. Bye.